Okay, I'm going to go ahead and record this. If you are not muted, go ahead and mute yourself. I think everybody is muted. Okay. Um, First off, my name is Meredith Doster. I am a triple diamond with It Works Global, and so we're tonight. Our sole purpose is just really to touch on Instagram stories. We are going to have the chat open. If you think of questions during this time, please put them in the chat. Myself or Megan Molo, she's a Ruby in my organization. We've been putting together some training for you guys. One of us will hopefully answer that. And so we will upload this training to YouTube and get it out to your different teams or whatever, so that anyone who missed it can watch it as well. But okay, so first off, I'm assuming that everyone's hopping on actually utilizes Instagram to run their business. I will be honest, I did not fully utilize Instagram to its capacity when I was building the Triple Diamond. The majority of my business came from Facebook and parties. But past Triple Diamond, I've really expanded into Instagram. Megan actually came from Instagram. We met on Instagram. So, and she's an absolute rock star. So I just want to show you some things that you can, and we kind of haven't figured this out. We're going to kind of bounce back and forth. I'm really not sure. Like, I may talk for a few minutes and let her talk for a few minutes, but we're just going to bring you hopefully some things you can implement into your business and really expand your exposure to your potentials and to people that you may be engaging with. And something that Megan really brought to our team chat that really piqued my interest in this was that I don't know if you remember this, Megan, you put in the team chat, this is like a month or two ago, you were like, oh my gosh, y'all, I was up until 1 a.m. watching these Instagram stories. There's like a million of them. I don't know if you remember telling me that, but I was like, oh my gosh, because I never clicked through them. I always was interacting on my newsfeed, and maybe you can resonate with that. I was always just worried about liking and commenting on my newsfeed. I never watched stories. And she was like, dude, there's so many of them. Like, you can get lost in them. And so it's almost like people have taken, it's like Instagram's spin on Snapchat, which I'm not good at Snapchat. Like, I'm 33, like the Snapchat is just not my thing. So I've struggled with even trying to implement Snapchat into my business. But this is not hard to do. Think of it almost as with your feed, most of the time, you are worried about having a really crisp and bright photo. You want great, valuable content of what you're writing in that caption. You really want to bring inspiration and value to your page, because that's your storefront. You want people coming back to your storefront day in and day out. But your stories are kind of like the behind the scenes. Like, the pictures don't have to be great. They don't have to be perfectly angled or anything like that. You know what I mean? Which mine aren't either anyways on my feed. You can go to my profile and see that. But they just don't have to be as extra or whatever. Okay? So basically what you want to do is, when I was listening to Jade Hooper talk about this, and she was saying that they've kind of done some studies, and 11 is like the perfect number. So like between like 10 and 12 is the number of running Instagram stories that you kind of want to have at all times. And so unlike your news feed, or even unlike Facebook, but unlike regular newsfeed, your followers on Instagram are not going to get a notification that you just posted 6 times. Does that make sense? So like, if you let, several hours, like right now, I think I only have like 2 on mine. I need to like up it, and I'm going to do it before I go to bed and have them running all night. But if you don't even know what I'm talking about, I want you to, even if it means your screen goes blank and we don't see your face, I want you to pull out your Instagram. We're going to work through some of this stuff together. So I want you to pull out I'm going to try to decrease this. Is that yeah, that's better. Okay. So I want you to go to your Instagram app, and you will see your stories up in the top. I don't know what the algorithm is. Megan's always the first one on mine. I'm really not sure why, but Megan's always the first one. You can click them and it will start just playing through all of them. Like, you can legit, and this is a really, really good way to get into your followers' or the people that you're following, their inboxes, is maybe, the last 20 minutes before you go to bed, click through there and respond to some of these Instagram stories. It doesn't have to be elaborate, but try to make it like 3 to 5 words. I mean, don't just always send an emoji, because these people respond back to it, and you can get a conversation going. You can now make them into your warm market through this Instagram story function. But this is what we're talking about utilizing. Megan, if you ever need anything, just raise your hand or something. If you want to add to something that I'm saying, I'm serious. I'm not kidding. But this is the function that we're going to talk about really utilizing. And if you're not familiar with it or you haven't been using it, I'm going to show you how to use it. So first off, this camera up in the top left, you want to click on it, and it will bring you over to where you can upload or take a picture. Okay, so I just took this picture. That's horrible. Whatever. All right. You can upload a picture now as well, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But one of the things that you can do is swipe from right to left, and you can layer a filter on it. And I'm going to encourage you to do that. Find a filter that looks good. You can either make it consistent, use the same one. I like Melbourne, but you might like Oslo or New York City or whatever. But add a filter to it. Just make it a little bit different than just a regular picture, okay? So after you do that, let's just say the thing about Instagram stories is you want to have the same thing. You want to have your life sprinkled in there, but you also want to have some product tester stuff and some opportunity stuff in there. It's no different than your feed, but it's a different way to present the information. So if this was let's just say I was well, this is a horrible picture. Let's just say I took a picture of the screen, and I was I wanted to share that I'm working, or that I'm training, I'm mentoring, or whatever, I wanted to use that. Then I can come up here in the top right-hand corner, and there's a text box, and I can type out whatever I want it to say. So let's say, I'm just going to say, I'm not really going to send this to my story because that's a horrible picture. I can delete it, but I ain't sending it. No. All right, so it says, I'm just going to say leading an elite training on social media or something like that. So it can look like that. I can change the colors. I don't know if you know this, but you can swipe and you can get darker colors like browns, blacks, grays, not just always just the hot pinks and all that. But you can swipe it, and let's just say
Sorry, I just learned something. So if you don't like those colors, one thing that you can do is, if you're on the colors, you can hold down on that, and it pulls up the gradient, and then you can pick whatever color you want.
Yes, you see that? I just did it. So I held down the red right there.
Yeah.
And it pulled up a spectrum, so I can pick whatever color I want. Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, so sometimes, you want to match it to whatever's in your picture. If I have something, a mint green in my picture, I can kind of match my font. So.
Okay, I really like that. Thank you. I didn't know that. All right, so, and look, and I can even swipe the text to be right, center, or left. I didn't know that until right now. But anyway, so you can make it look like this, or you can hit the A, and it puts it in bold, hit it again, and you can see through it. Okay, so whatever you want it to look like. Then you click done, and you can position it, you can turn it, you can make it really little, you can make it really big, whatever you want to do. Then you can send it to your story. Save it. If you want to save it first, you can save it to your camera roll and transfer it over to your Facebook. Or I think you can send it straight to Facebook from Instagram, but I don't do it that way.
Yeah, you can, it's a setting that you have on your Instagram. So if you go into your Instagram page, you go to profile and settings, you can change it to where you can automatically send it over to Facebook. So that's what I do because it's easier.
So it just does it at the same time. Ooh, I love that. Okay. I don't know if y'all heard that. Just go to your profile settings, and then probably under stories. Yes, okay. All right, so we need to, let me, okay. All right, I just muted everybody. Sorry, there was a lot of background noise. Okay, so I've put my picture up there. I'm talking about I'm leading a social media training, whatever, and then I'm going to hit next, or send to a story, or if you want to link it straight to your Facebook story, you can do that too. But it's going to link it into this feed that everybody else is watching. So then mine would show up, which I'm just going to pull up Megan's. So this is Megan's, and you can do videos. I love the boomerang function where it's like, it just looks like it's going back and forth. But you can click through. So like these are some of Megan's. So she has her food on there. She's given step-by-step directions on fixing her dinner. So it's something that you can use. If you're not already branding yourself on your social media accounts, I highly recommend it. I'll just go back to my main training right here. You need 5 things that are distinctly you, about you. It does not need to just always be it works, it works, it works. I am very much the cook, the chef, the whatever. I mean, if you go to my Facebook, I do live videos a lot, and I do literally cook live. Like, it's not even just like showing you what I made. Like, I cook. I have 4 kids, so I talk about my kids a lot, and parenting, and being a wife. And I love the Lord, and I'll share a word maybe that I've done in a Sunday school class or something like that, because I want people to connect with me and to be relatable. Because if they don't feel like they know me, they're much less likely to purchase from me or join my team, because they don't. It's one thing, it's already hard enough, and y'all know that, to write a post, a genuine post that creates an emotional connection on somebody, so where they have a feeling like, I need those greens, or I need to join her team because I need that kind of freedom. But if you can go live, or you can convey it, whatever. So the 5 things are huge. You got to figure out your brand outside of It Works for yourself. Like, that just takes some soul searching. Ask your best friend, tell me 5 things about me. What if you don't already utilize that? But it's no different in your stories. You can do the same thing. Like, I homeschool one of my girls, so I'll take pictures, or I'll do a video of her like writing her words or whatever. People want to see what you do on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Especially if you claim, like for me, like I've claimed to be a work from home mom. Like, I show my life in different aspects, but I can do it through stories. The awesome thing about stories is that you can layer words on top of pictures to kind of build a story on a story. And this is where the product, and I'm probably going to let Megan start talking about this. Do you feel comfortable talking about this? Like layering?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just how you can utilize the layering to build a story through either an opportunity post, or talking about needing product testers or whatnot, because that we have found has really helped. And then like ending that segment of maybe 2 to 4 pictures with an Instagram poll, because and she'll talk more about the poll and like how to figure out the wording for that. But that is really what is creating significant leads for us in our business, to create new potentials where I mean, we're a message heavy team. I mean, we message people. I mean, we do. But this is also a great way for people to come to you, to where, okay, I see you are interested in $500 a month. So let me message you. You voted in my poll, so it opens that door. So I'm going to let Megan kind of take over on, and if you have, one thing, let me show this really fast, and then we'll do that.
Okay.
I don't know who has a Pinterest app. I hope everybody does, because it's 2018. But Pinterest, this is where you can find some good like backgrounds for these like product tester polls and stuff. But let me see. All right, so you can go to your Pinterest and type in iPhone wallpaper. And so when it pulls up, it's just going to pull up some like awesome backgrounds, and they're going to be the perfect size for your Instagram stories. So it's like, I love this one. So I don't know if you know how to do this. I did not. Well, I guess I've known it for like 6 months now, but I didn't before. But because I used to try to screenshot it and like crop it, and it used to just look trash. It was bad. But these 3 little dots up here, you can click that and click download image. And now that image is saved to my camera roll. So I can take that image. Let me get it. Oh gosh, like this girl has like 32 stories. Not kidding. She's a blogger. Okay, so now I can go into my Instagram stories and pull up my pictures. And now I have this blank canvas. Okay, so I could either, up at the top, I could talk about that I have 3 spots open to mentor people to $500 a month. And then I could put my poll on the next, click through, put my poll, and then maybe down at the bottom, leave some room to talk about that 8 months into my business, I started earning 5 figures a month. I would love to mentor, whatever. You can build on it, but you have a great background. It doesn't always have to have a background like this, but this is a great way to find something that looks different than other people's stuff. So, and I use Fonto too, before I even bring this in. Like sometimes I did one the other day that I used Fonto. You can probably use Piclay as well, but to layer on, like I did a cleanse before and after picture, but then I took like the highlighter or whatever, like instead of writing something, I like colored out "it works" on the before and after picture. Because they know what I do, but I wanted them to be like, what is she doing? Like, what is that? And so anyways, and I think I didn't delete those, so I can maybe I'll just use them again. I don't even care. Different people will see it, but I'm going to let Megan talk about like layering the wording and then following it with like an Instagram poll.
Okay, so what she's talking about with layering is when you open up your Instagram stories. I'm on my phone, so I can't like show them. But
you mean pull yours up?
Yeah, sure.
All right, hang on.
Yeah, or y'all just watch Meredith and I'll just talk. How about that?
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of click through hers so you can kind of see.
So like there, I added like a location and I put my bed. I put, you can earn an income 5,000 or 500 to 30,000 a month. And then I layered on like you determine your income in hours, want to change your life in 2018. And then I put 2 positive answers in my poll. People don't have to answer my poll. So like if you don't want to answer it, you can just click through to the next thing. But if somebody wants to answer it and they're kind of like iffy on it, I don't want them to say no. I don't want somebody to look at my poll and it be like 75% no, 25%. So you just put 2 positive things and then either way you win. I only got like a couple of leads off this poll, but the thing is they're all positive leads. None of them are people just being negative. So.
Right. And so like when you vote, what she's saying, like right now I haven't voted. I can click, I can click more info, and after I click it, it shows me 44%, 56%. So if you put something like yes and no, and they click yes, let's say they click yes, and it shows 75% no, you're probably going to be much less likely to respond to her when she actually messages you, because you're going to think nobody wants what she has to offer. Does that make sense? So never put no. It's always yes or yes. It's always yes or yes. All right. Let me go back. Sorry. So then she did.
Yeah, I just put like a house. Yeah.
And then this was. It says, "Are you wishing for snow or praying it doesn't?" And then it says, "Let it snow, bring on summer." And that's another just quick, easy poll. People love answering these polls.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can keep clicking. And this was a live that she did of Emmy. And then it was like step by step the food prep.
Mm-hmm.
And these are actually not, quote, layered, but they're progressive. So, if you cook, just take pictures of the steps of you cooking. I know
if you work out, take pictures of you working out.
Oh, yeah.
So how you layer your wording is basically you write the wording and then you save that picture. You send that picture to your story, and then when you open up your story, you're going to upload the picture with wording already on it, and then you can add more wording. And that way they see your post several times. Like they're seeing it
5 times.
What?
Like 5 times. Like it's like boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one that's like an opportunity. I have found that if I tell my story, Like the best one that I had almost 20 votes on, was a picture. It was just a picture of me and my husband. And I started layering my story on it. And my first caption said, I may still have it. If I do, I'll just upload it. I may have deleted it. I don't remember. But the first one said, I started my business for only $500 a month. Or I started my social media business in July 2015, and I sent it. But I saved it so that I had that wording. And then the next slide I brought up, no, I deleted it. I do have the original though, so I can do it right now. This was the picture. I'll just do it again, whatever. So this was the picture. Oh wait, I need to move December 15th. Like you can, hang on.
You can delete it.
You can delete it. Like you just hold it and down at the bottom it deletes the date, like if it's an older picture. But anyway, so I'm going to do a text box. So I'm going to write, I started my social media biz in July 2015. And I'm going to change it to this pretty color. And so I'm going to make it kind of small down here. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to click save. And I'm going to click straight to my story. There it went. All right. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to pull that saved picture right at the top now. Yeah. I'm going to pull that saved picture up. Then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to pick a different color, but I'm going to say the next step of my, all right, so what's next? Let's see. I started my social media business in July 2015. I only needed an extra $500 a month for student loans. And I'm going to pick a different color and maybe make it bold so it layers over that really well. Does that kind of, see? All right, so then I'm going to save. Then I'm going to send them a story. So now when people start clicking, they're going to see the same picture, but it's adding layers. So if y'all, my profile's public, so if y'all want to, my handle is Mary, MERRY.blessed. Y'all can go and like watch my story like right now if you wanted to. Anyway, so then I'm going to go back in. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to pull that saved one up, and then I'm going to do the very next thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get through it so that I can put the poll at the end, just so y'all can kind of see. So I started, or I'm going to say I quickly,
And while she's typing, you guys, I don't know how many likes and stuff you get on Instagram. I average like 150 likes on pictures, which, I mean, I guess that's all right. But if you look at the followers I have, I have like 3,000 followers and I average like 150 likes. Well, that means a lot of people are not seeing my pictures because honestly, of course, some people are like choosy about what they like, but I'm not posting like crap pictures.
That's right.
So, but these stories, I'll get like 500, 600 views on my story. So, I mean, these are what people are watching. I know like the younger generation, like I'm only 26, but I already feel like old. Like people like 22 to 25 years old, they love the Snapchat thing. I'm not really good at Snapchat either, but this is such a big thing. I mean, they want to like look through your story and see what you're doing. And the thing is, you don't have to make these pictures perfect. Like I showed Emerson tearing up our kitchen earlier today because I was cooking and that's what she does when I cook. And I don't know, it just allows people to connect with you. And in the same way, it allows you to connect with people. So you can click through your Instagram stories. And I do this every single day, at least once or twice, and just send messages to people and just like connect with them. Because what good is following 500 people a day if I never interact with them and then all of a sudden I pop in their inbox with a product tester or a product tester message. And it's really helped me. So hopefully it'll help you guys as well.
I'm almost done.
You're fine.
So this will be my next one. And then I always ended up with like, I now work from home. I'm able to whatever. I have all these freedoms. But then instead of saying like that, I'm just going to skip straight to, I have 3 spots open. So this is how I would do the poll. I would say something like, I have 3 mentor spots open this week to train Okay, so I have 3 mentor spots open this week to train some girls to 500 plus from their cell phone. And then I'm just going to kind of put that right there, kind of layer it over it. I know I'm covering up my face. It doesn't have to look perfect. But then in the same frame, that's going to kind of be like my question, my call to action. Does that make sense? Because I'm going to go to this little, it looks like a smiley face flipped up sticky note thing. This is where you get your poll, or at least on Instagram or on iPhone. Click poll. You can ask a question right there, but I have found that oh man, okay, let me pull it up again. It only does white and I can't really see it. So I'm going to click the yes and I can type in what I want. So I'm just going to, you can put, I'm just going to be blunt. That's who I am anyway. I need extra money is one. And then I'm going to make the other one be give me all the deets. Like that. And then I'm just going to pull it down. Make it kind of big. And then maybe color in some of this so it really stands out. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing. I like colored in so it stands out. I may even color in my face. Who cares? So just there's only 2 options. Just one or the other, always. So I'm clicking done, I'm clicking save, and I shot it to my story. So now when you go to my story, you can click through and it builds on itself. Oh wait, I went backwards. Sorry. It'll be there for 24 hours.
Yep.
So the key to this is making sure you go and frequently check your poll and make sure that you're messaging those people, because once it's gone, it's gone. Like you can't go back and see the 7 people that voted in it. And the key to this working for you is the messages. You have got to send the messages to the people. And I say something really simple. I'm just like, hey, I do the same thing for hair, skin, nails, or whatever. Hair, skin, nails is not my favorite product to do through this, but do the same thing. I'm like, hey, Renee, I saw where you voted that you would love an extra $1,000 a month. I would love an opportunity to chat with you or to share this, with you. Do you have 5 to 10 minutes tomorrow, or can we chat today? And I leave it kind of open. If they'd rather continue chatting through text, I personally try to get them on my cell phone, because I have found if I have 2 forms of communication with them, I can talk to them a little better. Not many people will actually get on the phone with me. I've only had 2 girls do that, but still, they're strong potentials now. Because they've heard me, they've been on the phone with me. I've gotten them on Facebook. They're following me on Facebook now too. So, Megan, what else do you have with that part?
I would say just also it's really good to use that with products as well. You don't just have to do a potential distributor post with that. You can do it for products. So, you know, if you want to talk about keto coffee, you put a really good picture from Pinterest of a coffee mug or whatever, and you can put all the benefits. You can layer the benefits of keto coffee, and then say, you know, I have 5 product tester spots available. Who wants them? And then do like more info and I'm in, or whatever, you know, just like 2 positive responses. I've gotten a lot of really good responses from greens doing that, and from hair, skin, nails, like Meredith. So I mean, it's just people, a lot of times, I know I used to be like this. I didn't read long posts. So when people do these long posts about all the benefits of greens and stuff, I would have been one of those people who just said, okay, I'm not reading this, and pass by. But if you do a story and you say, you know, vegan, soy-free, dairy-free, boost energy, boost your immune system, whatever you want to put, then people see that. It's just like, it's almost like bullet points, if that makes sense. So instead of saying it in like this long drawn out paragraph, you get it in bullet points. And I don't know, I've just gotten a lot of really good responses from it. And then like with hair, skin, nails, I got this from Meredith. Yeah, such a good idea. She did like a post of a distributor who'd use hair, skin, nails when their hair was short. So she did her hair then, and then her hair now. And then you just do a poll saying, you know, I have spots open for hair, skin, nails. Who wants in? And yesterday I had like, I can't remember how many potentials I got for hair, skin, nails because I did a poll like that. People really, really look at those and they really want to respond to them. So we have to be able to work what is popular right now. And that is definitely where it's at.
And think too, you know, think back to your feed, like when you're learning how to work social media in general, just your feed, you know, when I teach a lot of sharing other people's success stories, especially in the beginning, but I still do it. I'm like, sure, I'm talking about Morgan McIntyre or whoever, or, you know, somebody that's like flying up the ranks really fast, or even people that are just making strides. They're just on fire with their business. I love sharing their stories, and because it's just so relatable. So don't feel like you just have to constantly share yours or your immediate upline. Like you can share other people's journeys. If you like, one of the things, like I've already thought about one that I'm going to do for tomorrow. I wrote in my team page, like, what's your favorite product and why? This was like a week or 2 ago. And I asked them to drop a picture of themselves with the product if they had it. So I'm going to take that and use that as an Instagram story. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Alyssa's favorite product is greens and this is why, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't always have to be a before and after. Now, granted, it's a great way to get your before and afters in because they're gone after 24 hours. You know what I mean? But because even when I do them on my feed, now on Facebook, I'll leave them on my feed. I don't really care. But on Instagram, I like to keep my feed, like my Instagram, let me pull it back up. Like I like to keep it like clean. Like I don't like to have a bunch of, like this looks like a personal profile. Like if you didn't know any better, like you probably wouldn't, like you'd have to look and read some captions to make sure. I mean, I do have some stuff like, but see, here's even in my personal feed, I do this. Like I shared Megan's story with her hair, skin, nails. This was like a week or 2 ago, right after that thing that I put in the team page. But like, you could even do something like that. Like if you have a picture of Courtney Levy from when she was pregnant, that could be in your stories. You know what I mean? Like you could take an inspiration for what you've done in your feed, but you can do so much more with it on the stories because you can build on it. But also just put some good fillers in there. Like she showed that inspiration of a cottage house, you know. I almost said cottage cheese. I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, it's kind of the same thing. You just want your brand in there. You want little sprinkles of you and your personal time. But then you can definitely use it since that's what people are watching. That's where we want to be. So, like, this was this morning with Selah. She was claiming her legs were hurting. Oh. And I'm just so all the time looking for opportunities just to snap a picture of the kids. And then I just find a caption to put with it to kind of almost like a filler, you know what I mean? To where it's kind of showing what's going on throughout my day, because I feel like the Instagram stories are really a way that you can show real time stuff in your life.
I try to do something that we're doing every single day. Like yesterday, we basically just went to the doctor's office. So that's where I took our pictures yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to see what you're doing in real life. So, you know, it doesn't have to all be pretty and perfect. You just snap a picture and send it.
Yeah. All right. Who has questions? Oh, and one of the things, I mean, and here's again, like the vibe of your page. Everybody's Instagram is different. Like, there are some Pinterest worthy pictures that I could probably get away with on my Instagram, but let's just be real. My house is really dark. It's very hard to get a very good, bright picture in my house. So that's just going to not look real if I constantly am putting up Pinterest images all day long. So I sparingly use them. But if that's your thing, if you already are like the bomb at taking Pinterest worthy images, can you do as many stories a day? I mean, I'm not kidding. There's one girl, that Lauren Holyfield girl or whatever her name is that I follow. She's a blogger. I mean, she'll have 30 to 50 go in at one time. I mean, there's not a limit. They say a good number is between 10 and 12.
Now we say that, but you don't want them to be all it works. Like
right. Yeah.
If I put up a poll today that's a product tester post, then I'm not gonna put a distributor poll right behind it. I mean,
right.
You've got to kind of space it out just like you would in your regular timeline, but especially since it's there for 24 hours. So like if I went to Meredith's right now, even if I've already watched her story, it starts over at the beginning and I see that again. Like, wow, she put a hair, skin, nail post and then she put, do you want $500? Like, that's annoying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you definitely want to space it out, but I don't think there's a limit. Like, I probably have.
It just needs, if you got a time like that, it needs to be very captivating to get people to click all the way through it. Because I don't know, like you can, like with this girl that has all of them, like I can click and watch all of them, or I can swipe and go to the next person. So if it's not good content, there again, they can swipe right past you. I just joined last night. Oh, hello. We have a brand new.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah. I mean, because that's really, I mean, that's what, when people think that it's like a scam is when it's just so fake looking. And you're like, I mean, some people are like really perfect like that. Like, I can't. I mean, I'm like, you probably do look like that in real life all the time, but I don't. That's but see, even this is like a blogger and they do the same thing. So it's obviously working, you know? I mean, she's like, I'm clicking back and forth. Here's another Triple Diamonds Instagram story. I'm looking for one person who wants to work closely with me. You'll receive free keto coffee, greens, wraps, defining gel 2-day cleanse. So she's talking about the Fit 5 that comes with the distributor kit. Plus, once you enroll your first 4 customers, you get $100 to spend on products. So see how she built that kind of like right there? Then it says, so what do you think? I'm your girl. Okay, I need more info. So that kind of gives you another take on a way to do. Right, I can't hear you.
Claire Flores had one today that was just like very simple, and it was like she was going to Chicago for something, and she just put who lives in Chicago and wants to make extra $500, and then it just had like I'm your girl or I'm close, I guess, meaning like, you know, close to making that decision.
Mm-hmm.
But she got a lot of, I mean, she always gets a lot of votes, so yeah.
And like I saw one that Morgan did, and it was very similar, just like kind of telling her story, or maybe it was somebody else's, or oh no, she had welcomed a new team member on her team through Instagram stories, and was saying that she was going to help this girl earn $1,000 a month. That was her goal or whatever. And she put a poll right after it and said, are you ready to be my next rock star? And then it was like, it said, what did it say? Gosh, it was so good. It was like, I'm in, or, oh, I'm in. And then the other one was, I'm waiting on money. So like then, like if you've never talked to somebody before, but they've been watching you and they click that, then that gives you a perfect opportunity to message them. That's why the feed is also important. You've still got to work. This is just a new facet to your business, and it is a way to really skyrocket and amplify and, accelerate your business. But I mean, you're still branding yourself with your 5 key things that are about you, and just kind of incorporating it works into your life. Because again, if you start looking like an infomercial, people are going to stop following you. Like, they want to see you. And so you still want to be posting to your feed like normal. But that to me is the more valuable content, if that makes sense. Like I put more time into my posts, like writing them out or whatever, into an actual post, because I don't put out as many a day as I do an Instagram story. Does that make sense? Like, I can breeze through 10 or 12 Instagram stories and not have to put much thought into that part of my business, if that makes sense. I mean, granted, if I want to sit down and really plan them out, I could. But what goes on my feed that's kind of plastered there and stays there, I want that to be good. So I take time to really think out those posts or whatever. So, and then obviously messaging. But does anybody else have any?
Amber, you see the polls by, like, when I go to my poll, you can't go to mine and see my responses. But if I go to my own poll and I swipe up, it shows me all my answers.
Yes. Yeah. And
you have to go and check.
I've never swiped up before. I always, like, when you see, like, down at the bottom left, you'll see like the pictures of the people that have seen it. I click on those pictures, like I just tap it and it pulls it up. So maybe it's the same thing, swiping up and doing that. Yeah. Either way, but when I get to that slide, I'll click the pictures of the people that have seen it, and it brings it up. Mm-hmm. So the key to it is just getting the conversation started, just keeping the conversation open-ended, being really real, and being confident. I mean, you're the one putting out there that you can help people make $500 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you start messaging them, they need to be able to tell through that message that, okay, this girl means business. She knows what she's talking about. You forget till you make it if you don't. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let me talk to you about this. And then you message your upline or your sponsor or whatever and be like, what do I say back? Until you get confident. But okay. Reminds me of magazine quizzes back in the day, the way we can do the polls. Where do you see? Okay. Got that. Oh, yeah. Renee said she has 4 kids too. It's always fun. Okay. Yeah, they're fun. Okay, so does anybody else have any questions or any?
I have like a fun app that you guys can use to edit stuff if you want to have like some extra Instagram stuff. It's called Hype Type.
Oh yeah, I downloaded that too.
Yeah, it's what it does is, like, your wording like comes onto the screen almost like a movie, like it's being written while you're
right
posting it. Yeah, it's just really cool and a fun way to edit stuff. So if you guys are really wanting to juice up your stories, then that's a good app.
It's for stories. It's literally for Instagram stories. When you pull it up, I'm not really good at it.
When you pull it up, you take a picture just like you would for your Instagram story. So you can either upload it or, take your picture. And then you can
swipe kind of up and it'll pull it up.
Yep.
It's like if I wanted to use that picture of me and Ellie from earlier, it just loads it. It says double tap to change the text, and you just double tap. And like the one I did last week was just like a Bible verse, like, blessed is she who has believed the Lord, what the Lord has said will be fulfilled. Gosh, I can't remember what it says. Anyway, it's like Luke 145 or something, 25. I don't know. Anyways, so, but you can just change the text, whatever you want it to say, and you can edit I think it's free unless you get like the upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the upgrade is for like the extra different fonts or whatever, but I've only used it once, but I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just save your camera roll and go upload it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if no one else has anything, I'm going to go ahead and stop the